We were all very excited to see you in the new episode, because somehow you managed to get there completely off our radar, which is pretty impressive.
I wasn't allowed to tell anybody. I wanted to so bad.
That was part of my question. So Rob Benedict told us that once when he came back for his last episode, they actually put him in the trunk underneath a blanket because they knew there were fans in town and would see him.
Oh, I didn't know. Actually, that's funny because I got off the plane in Vancouver and there was some people there. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, how do you know I'm here? Like, what? Like, nobody was supposed to know, and then they were there. But I don't think I don't know. Nothing came of that, but no leaks came out, so that's
good. They didn't tell you.
They didn't tell anybody.
But how was it? Was it great coming back to the cast? The crew is pretty consistent throughout the years.
Yeah, no, when you come back there, it's like the whole crew and cast is a family. But like, I'm kind of like a little far extension from that family, and when I come, they make me feel like I'm just as included as each and every single one of them are. It's so great, and it's so like wholesome, and it makes you just feel like comfortable and relaxed when you get on there on the set. It's just like there's no anxiety or nervousness that comes in. We're just having fun, and they're really just having a good time.
Thanks.
Sure, thank you.
Hi. So I wanted to ask, what is your most fun moment, like on any set, because you've done like a bunch of different things from like Under the Dome and supernatural stuff.
Gosh, I don't know. I think that one of the most memorable things that I've ever done was really cool. Like I did a movie called We Bought a Zoo a couple years ago with Matt Damon. He played my father, and getting to work with him, and Cameron Crowe directed that as well. Getting to work with Scarlett Johansson. I mean, I could just go on and on with everybody that was in the film, but the cast was so incredible, and it was such like it was a core time in my life. I was 14 years old, kind of going through like a lot of changes, and mentally, physically, going into high school, and it was a really, really big learning process for me. And it was just so cool. Like we shot for about 5 months with a month prep before, and we were on location in Los Angeles on this zoo-like property that we built, and we had animals come in every single day, and I was literally hanging out with animals every single day, like talking to Matt Damon and Cameron Crowe and hanging out with Scarlett Johansson. I mean, it was a trip, and I think about it now, it's like, what was that time? It was, I mean, I can't describe anything like that. That was really cool.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Hi. So my friend really liked you in Under the Dome, and she was just wondering what was like your favorite things about working on that show.
Oh, wow, so many. I think that the story was so like captivating. I don't know, like it's just a lot of people would joke whenever. I'm sorry, I'll restart. Whenever someone wouldn't know like what Under the Dome was about, I would go, "Have you seen the Simpsons movie?" And so that's a funny way to get started on the topic, and you kind of hook people into it by saying that, and because that's everybody's seen it even for the most part, and it's funny, and then you kind of integrate the sci-fi and the weirdness that Stephen King's novel brings to it, and that we tried to adapt for television, and it was just like it's so much fun. Like I don't really have any particular favorite time or anything, just the entire process and the entire story was so much fun to work on. Like it was just such a cool project. I don't know. I can't really think of anything specific, sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it working now? Okay. So that was my daughter just a minute ago. And her and her little brother, who's about your height, are looking to pursue acting. So
Awesome.
what's some things that I could do as a parent as far as looking out for them, or?
Oh, you're the coolest. Just, they're in their teenage years, correct? Yeah, she's 19, and then your son is how old? 16. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think that they're already. I think that the same thing I said earlier about their imaginations. I think that's something that they need to just be reading and be watching movies and be really thinking about this craft, and and as far as your question goes, more is what you can do. I think just kind of make sure that they're happy and make sure that that they're focused, and when they're and if they like it. If they're not loving it, then you know, tell them to do something else, because ultimately, you know, they just got to be happy and have a fun time doing it, and just make sure that nobody's just watch out for them. Make sure that nobody's taking their money too.
Thank you, Colin.
Sure.
Hey, so do you have any specific moments playing young Sam that stood out to you?
Oh gosh, so many. I love whenever I can like work with the boys. Specifically, like I had Jensen direct me, and that was so cool because you know he knows the story so well. I think that was probably one of my most memorable experiences was getting to work with him and him directing me, because it was like getting to hang out with him. I never really get to work with them that much, except for that one fireworks scene with Dean, which was a lot of fun. But it was raining the whole time. Dang it. But no, I think that was probably my favorite one. And then I really love also doing any like cool fight stuff. Like I love like the dirt to jerk fight scene, like getting to, yeah, it was so much fun. Like, and you know, I think that there's a lot of weight that episode carried behind it for the, you know, and I think that anytime I can like be Sam and convey like a positive message, I'm super stoked.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Colin.
Hi.
I was just curious, how life-changing was it for you to step into the role of such a known character?
I was 9. I don't know. Ask my mom. No. It was really crazy. You know, I started watching Supernatural at 9, and that's kind of scary. You know, I made sure that when my mom watched it late at night, I'd watch Jared's mannerisms and stuff. And I guess that it was intimidating, definitely. But when I got to go up to Vancouver for the first time then, and I got to hang out with Jared for a little bit beforehand. But I think at 9, you know, you don't really know the difference between, even though, you know, as an actor, you don't really know the difference between like somebody like and their character. So I really kind of just watched Jared, and I think he was kind of just being, Sam, because he knew that too. You know, I was 9, and I kind of just watched him and ran with it. I had a lot of, I have so much fun when I'm on set. It's like hard to be intimidated or like to get nervous. I just have too much fun when the camera starts rolling.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Katie.
Hi.
So you've been directed by both Jensen and Rich.
I wasn't directed by Rich in that episode. That was another young Sam and Dean that I haven't seen yet, because I haven't seen that episode, so don't tell me.
I'll tell you about it.
Thank you.
Well, can you tell us some stories about being directed by Jensen?
Let me think of something. I know, I need some like background music, some thought process music. No, I mean, I just think that because I don't, when I go up there and I'll do like an episode when it's, you know, like after school special, where I don't get to work with the guys a lot. I think that, you know, working with Jensen I've worked with him as an actor and as a director, and seeing him work as a director is really cool because he's focused about it. Like as an actor, the guys are really funny, and like you see them up here, they have a great time. Like they're so charismatic and so much fun. But when Jensen like kind of puts his director hat on, you know, the director's kind of doing a million different things at once, and kind of making sure everybody's doing what they need to be doing as well. And I think that he wears that leadership cap so well, and I think that you kind of see this big, I don't know, like he's very mature and everything, but he's very playful as well, and I think that you kind of see his very mature side pop out when he's directing, and he kind of puts his playful hat away for a little while. So it's really cool to kind of see him be super serious and super focused and know what he wants and how to get it out of his actors or crew. It's really cool.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
And if you need to get plumped up, just come down to the south. We'll plump you up.
I'm not interrupting you. time to talk, man. Listen, Dad hasn't been home. What do you want me to do about it? Dad went on a hunting trip. He hasn't been home for days.
It'll be bad. It's always bad.
Sam? Baby's running out back. I'll be waiting in the car.
He didn't plan that.
That was amazing.
Shout out to Brock Kelly.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering, on Supernatural, what was your favorite episode to film?
Well, if I don't say the one with Brock, then he's gonna be mad. He's backstage. No, man, me and Brock had a great time 7 years ago. What? No, it's that long ago. I don't know. I think that could be one of my favorite ones. Actually, not even just saying it. Just because, like, me and Brock had a great time. Like, as a kid, I always looked up to older actors, just because, and older people in general. I always wanted to be older. I always wanted to hang out with the older kids, always. And so Brock treated me like a little brother, but like I was also kind of his age, and that was so weird, us having this 10-year age gap, you know what I mean? And I kind of think that he just treated me like a really awesome kid, and I really appreciated that. And you know, I wasn't necessarily working with the boys on that episode, so Brock made me feel comfortable on set and made me feel like not nervous or anything like that. We just had a good time.
Nice, thank you.
Sure.
Yesterday, Brock told us about his audition and how they kind of pulled him aside. And what was your audition experience like for Supernatural?
I don't remember. I really don't. I don't remember. It's that simple. Do you want even another question?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
The only other question I can think of is, this is such a family show. I mean, even my kids, this is a family event. What about the show? Does it make you feel that camaraderie as soon as you come in? I mean, do they have to work with you on feeling so close to the cast, or is it natural?
Oh, not at all. I think, like I said, I think I touched on it earlier very briefly, but every time I go up there, they're so accepting. It's like I never left. It's like my character is a character that they shoot regularly or something. You know, it's weird how kind everybody is on it. It's not fake. It's confusing though, because everybody's so nice. I'm serious. Everybody's so nice, and they're welcoming, and they just make you. There's no like weird energy in the air. Everybody's just ready to go and make a cool show.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Colin. I'm a huge fan of the show. I'm about to just wondering, what's it like to play a character with such a cool older brother? I think you could possibly do like an impression.
I think like you could possibly like do an impression of my older brother who thinks he's so cool, driving his Impala around, just knocking babes like, yo, what's up, girl? Like, you wanna come back with me?
Hi, Colin. I just want to say it's great to see you again. I got to see you in Phoenix last year.
Oh, good to see you again. Yeah.
And I was wondering, you tweeted me a while ago about how you wanted to see Sam come back and see the Stanford episode and things like that.
Yeah.
Is there any other flashbacks? Because we've seen Sam's first kiss, we've seen his first like real big issue with bullies. Is there anything you want to see him find out or experience as Sam?
We can have Sam experience like anything. Like Sam's first bike ride, Sam's first time on a boat, Sam's first time in the DMV getting his driver's license. Let's shoot it all. Let's do it all. Let's do it.
Possibly Sam's first month.
Whoa. I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my question is, what was it like doing San Diego Comic-Con for the first time, as massively huge as that is?
Oh my gosh, man, that was crazy. I've never seen something like that. That was nuts. It was so cool. It was a whirlwind trip for me. I was there for like literally 24 hours, had to go back and finish an episode of Under the Dome. But it was so much fun. I mean, the amount of people that were there. I mean, I didn't think San Diego could hold that many people. It didn't. I mean, you guys could here in Vegas, but San Diego? No, it was so cool. I mean, everybody's walking around like in costumes, supporting their favorite shows or series or animation. I mean, the energy is like, and everybody's like happy or drunk. They're both. I mean, everybody's having a great time, and so I just think it's so much fun to get to see. As a fan of like so many different shows as well, it's really cool to get to see them there at Comic-Con as well, because you know I don't get to walk around necessarily the whole time, but I get to see like all the different setups and you know kind of experience the stuff that the fans going get to experience, and that's really cool for me.
Well, I think you did a great job at the Under the Dome panel.
Thank you very much. Hi there.
I just wanted to ask if you always wanted to be a child actor, because I remember you in Smallville. Was that one of the first things you played in?
It was very early on in my career. I've always wanted to be a child actor, and now that I'm starting to be an adult actor, I wish I was still a child actor. No, I've always wanted to be an actor. That's never changed for me. Becoming like the transition between being a young adult or being a teenager and being a young adult kind of came with a lot of decisions, like going to college and where and when and etc. And those are kind of, and that's the decision that I've kind of taken. I took a gap year, and I'm maybe going to take another one. But acting is just like exactly where my heart lies, and I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else, and that's why I'm still doing it. So,
Thank you.
thank you. Don't be shy.
Okay. What was one of the funniest moments you had on set?
I think it's really funny, like whenever you choreograph something, like a fight scene, and it just like doesn't go very well. You know, and it can be bad too. If you do too fast, somebody can get hurt. But if it just looks silly, like I remember like trying to fight Dirk the Jerk, and him being significantly taller than me, and just like my reach was just like not there. So just like keeping it natural and keeping it just like funny. But whenever there was like those awkward takes, it was just like we would just like I would be like and like laugh it off like at the end. Like it was just like it would be silly and we'd know it, so we'd just have a good time doing it. Or just like rolling around like on the mats like while fighting, just like messing around. It's fun.
A few years ago in a con, Rock had said that you had called him up and said that he didn't get the part. I wanted to know if you could tell us the story of that.
Rob? My memory's escaping me. Was this when I did another Supernatural, like after we done ours?
No, that he hadn't gotten the D part.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
he had auditioned for it.
Oh, okay.
And
No, I
he
didn't-
didn't get the part. And you told him that he didn't get the part.
Oh, yeah, I probably did. I don't remember this. Remember this?
Remember this?
Okay, go for it.
Wait,
I
I
don't
remember
remember
this. This prankster right here. I don't know, it was probably like a month or so after I shot.
Oh, okay.
He called me up, he's like, hey, man, I hate to break the news to you, but they recast
That's right.
Young Dan. He's like swole, it's like 6'2",